Good afternoon. This is the Lord of the Mystic, also known as One I Am. Now, I've been doing a series on the mind, and I'm going to continue with that series on the mind and its importance. And I'm going to talk today a little bit about the beginning of the world. A lot of people want to know how the world began, where it began, where does it all end, where does it begin? Why am I here? This type of thing. You know, well, if you've studied my other uh, videos on the mind, then you pretty much know that you're not here. Here is in you. Okay? It's mental, the whole thing. And the beginning of the world is when you become conscious of it. That's the beginning of the world. And it doesn't begin as a big thing or it doesn't begin as earth and and the planets and the sun and the everything that's going on. It starts out with your consciousness of it, however small that consciousness is, and that consciousness is usually uh, in the arms of a mother, so to speak, and very, very uh, limited, limited consciousness, which is a small world. Okay, and then as you become more conscious, then the world gets bigger. It expands with your consciousness of it. However, however much you learn and receive, then your world gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Even and you can go out into the planets and the stars and astrology. You can learn about other places here on Earth, and even though you haven't been to any of those places, your world is expanded to include those. So it gets bigger the more about the world. It's all mental. It's all a mental thing. Uh, if you study my past videos on the mind, you would know that you are not actually in the world. The world is in you. Okay? And you're kind of observing this thing. Uh, it's a three-dimensional picture that you interact with. Okay? Or appear to interact with through what appears to be your body, which is a host point of frequency that receives other frequencies. Okay? But like I said, the world begins, for all practical sake, with your consciousness of it. And the center of the world, the center of the world is you. You. It's your world, and it's an individual thing. And it's centered right from that angle of view that you are looking. And then it goes north, south, east, west. North, south, east, west, up and down from that center point right there. And everything else seems to come in from that center point. And that's where you start to become conscious and to expand the world from that point. The universe is mental. The all is mind. And you have to know thyself and stop identifying so much with the body and identify with the mind that is observing, because once you back away from the illusion of what you are and start to deal with the reality of what you are, then you will be able to shape and mold the illusion of what you are, a lot better than you can now, thinking that you're limited and solid and you have so many limitations. You have to be this warm and you can't be that cold, and you have to have this air and that water, and you're limited by all these thoughts that you're going to live and you're going to die, not really understanding yourself and the fact that you cannot die, that you are, just am, always was, always will be. And life and death is nothing but a cycle, an elusive cycle that the mind goes through for entertainment. Okay. Now, I could go ahead and read this. I had wrote something here, and maybe if I read it, that'll help too. To make you to help you to understand the beginning of the world. Okay, the world begins for all practical sake with your consciousness of it. The entire universe, however large or small that it is, depending on the angle of view, has to be somewhere. So the world is somewhere. Where is it? It's in your consciousness. That is the somewhere where it is. God, Satan, the dude next door with the big head, absolutely everything that you are aware of has its being in your consciousness. Some scientists and people of a carnal mind would point you out into space and time to seek out answers as to the beginning of the world. They give you the Big Bang Theory and such and etc. And where does it all go? It all goes right into your consciousness with time, space, the Big Bang Theory and etc. Into your consciousness. Everything. It all begins in the mind and it all ends in the mind. The universe is mental. The all is mind. So, try to get a grip on that, and grasp that it's all mental, and that things can be done with it mentally. And after you grasp that somewhat, then I'll tell you how to mold it, how to shape it, how to make it different, should you want to, because it's all like fair play, so to speak.